Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the C Morning Show. As we enter the final hour of our program, we are now going to head into our first discussion that we mentioned at the top of the program, and it involves some good news from the Indonesian film industry.
That's right. A short film called Jiwa, Jagad, Jawi had won several major awards at the 2023 Japan World Tourism Film Festival, or JWTFF. And this was held in Kyoto, Japan last month. Now let's have a look at that.
The tourism short film called Jiwa, Jagad, Jawi had won 4 awards at the 2023 Japan World Tourism Film Festival, including the Gold Prize Tourism Destination Country, Asian Competition, Art and Craft, and also the highest award, Grand Prix winner.
It's echoes of our past.
Directed by Ivan Handoyo, Jiwa Jagad Jawi tells a story about a woman, played by Putu Bulan, who travels to Java for cultural and spiritual trips.
To who we are. They know where we come.
During her trip, she finds a sublime awareness feeling that opens her eyes and hearts for a great beauty in the land of Java. Throughout her journey, the movie also shows the beauty of various destinations on the island, such as Borobudur Temple and Sri Getuk Waterfall.
Sinopsisnya sih, ini ada seorang wanita, dia merasakan ada recalling untuk berkunjung ke Jawa, lalu di situ dia melakukan napak tilas, dan di situ dia mendapatkan insightful, dia mendapatkan pemahaman spiritual tentang perjalanan dirinya, punya diri kita. Itu bisa diartikan jiwa. Kalau jagat itu kan mempresentasikan makronya, makro kosmos kita, jagat semesta, jagat Nusantara. Nah, lalu Jawi ini ketika saya pelajarin, artinya itu keren. Orang Jawa itu bukan arti adat aja, oh lo wong Jawa. Sebenarnya Jawa atau Jawi itu artinya adalah perjalanan hidup.
There were 1,286 tourism films from 105 countries competed in the festival. The festival was a collaboration between Wakayama University and the International Committee of Tourist Film Festival, or CIFFT. Jiwa Jagad Jawi, which also won the highest International Grand Prix award, will be eligible to participate in various other festivals under the CIFFT network this year.
It is always within all of us.
Okay.
To anybody.
All right, so what you just saw there, wow, sorry, a bit breathtaking there. It's an amazing film that showed the beauty of Indonesia, and very lucky this morning to have someone special here joining us from the Jiwa Jagad Jawi team, the project initiator and producer. Please join me in welcoming Julius Bramanto. Good morning, Julius. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Oh, wow. So,
program.
Congratulations on the
Thank you
award.
so much.
It's amazing.
But even more congratulations
Wow.
on the film itself.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. We only
you.
saw not even half of
Yeah,
that, by
just
the way.
a glimpse, but it gave me chills.
Yeah.
We were expecting the response is gonna be like this, so
Okay,
it was
so
surprising for us as well.
let's rewind a little bit. We're going to talk about this since you're the project initiator as well. How did this all get started? Whose idea was it? And you did mention before our discussion started that this actually started in the beginning, middle of the pandemic, the
Yes.
early part of the pandemic. So can you tell us about how this came about and how it all came together?
So it was early in 2021.
Okay.
So the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy of Indonesia having a tender. The tender is about wellness tourism centered in Borobudur.
Okay.
So Ivan Handoyo, Vicky Sianipar, and I, we worked together before for video called The Heartbeat of Toba.
Oh, I watched that one.
So we had such a great chemistry, so we decided to get involved from building the concept together from the very beginning, and with the help of our executive producer, Ferry Martawijaya.
I see.
So this was a pitching process at this time?
It's a pitching process. So we discussed, we're having a very intense discussion, and we start researching. And we found out that in wellness tourism, there are three main aspects, like mind, body, and spirit.
Okay.
But most people are already familiar with the body wellness, such as sport, martial art, yoga, spa, massage, and everything. But not many explore the mind wellness and spiritual wellness.
Okay.
I see.
So when we restart researching the Japanese culture, we realized that there's so much potential in Japanese culture that can fit to that wellness categories, which is mind and spiritual. So the four of us decided that, okay, we have to do this.
I see.
So we highlighted 4 main points to the Ministry of Tourism as our proposal. The first layer is aesthetic. So we have to give, this is what the things in the video we can see and hear, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
With the story. So we have to make the best of Java has to offer in terms of cinematography. And also music experiences.
Yeah.
And on the second layer, a little bit deeper, it's it has to be researched, thoroughly researched based on historical facts,
Okay.
also based on cultural facts that generally accepted by the Japanese people.
Okay.
And then the third layer, a little bit deeper again, we talk about deeper philosophy. So we research what the practices, what are the custom in Java that are beneficial to our problems in this world today.
Okay.
And finally, the spiritual mind, the wellness. So basically what we're trying to do is to invite the audience to be part of this video. It's like saying a prayer together.
Wow.
To say thank you to God, to appreciate what the God given to us, and also to respect our ancestor. So that's 4 main points we proposed to Kemenpar, and they were very happy and surprised with the concept.
Okay, so that's why when we watch the video, it gives us this feeling of, you know, somewhat like trance.
Yeah, I felt like I was there because just looking at the drone shots alone, I felt like I was being taken through
Yeah.
all of these places
Yeah.
Wow.
in order to feel those.
That's because that 4 layer that directly aiming at different level of consciousness.
I see. I see. Now, you have this very significant message that you want to achieve through this video. Now, tell us about the filming process, because it's gonna be very challenging, you know, to deliver this message.
Especially in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very epic. So I think the best person to explain this was Ivan, but I can add a little bit about what's behind the scene.
Okay.
So before we start the production, we did what we call a napak tilas. So it's like a journey. We visit historical sites, we visit sacred places in Japanese history. We sit there, we pray together, we meditate, each one of us, and
Wow.
to get the feeling.
Yeah.
And then we also pray to God to give us blessing. And then what we feel, we share together.
It's like
And
a spiritual journey for you as well.
Exactly. It's like very personal for us. And we also very lucky that we have 3 Japanese spiritual guide coming with us. Mas Bagyo Indrianto, Mbak Dian Kusumaningtyas, and Mbak Desi Mulasari. They come with us and guide us throughout the process. So it's like spiritual journey in each one of these places. That's why each one of us have different experiences. Once we share those experiences together, it helps Ivan to create the story.
Wow.
Okay, so you did select several. I mean, I recognize Borobudur Temple. I'm sure all of you as well, even if you haven't been to Indonesia. But you selected 6 different destinations on the island of Java.
Yeah.
Was there any specific reasons why you chose those 6? I'm sure you visited more throughout your survey.
Yes, actually, as I said before, it was like I don't know. It's like an idea coming to each one of us.
Okay.
But in the end, it's Ivan who create the narrative and decide which destination we should visit.
I see.
But if I may add, the destination itself is like each one of them are very important, especially Borobudur. It has 10 layers of that represent each step of person's life. Enlightenment. The top of one is the enlightenment. The bottom one is the normal people life. So it represents that. The whole movie is represent that.
Okay. What did you personally learn throughout the process of making this film that you hope that we as the viewers are able to get as well?
I think there are more to Indonesia than meets the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once you learn deeper to the cultural and the spiritual assets of our country, we learn that actually Indonesia has so many what you call it, like local wisdom that can, as part of the solution of the new modern world problems. For example, during pandemic, jamu starting to have
Yes, that's
importance,
true.
right?
You're
We start
right.
to drink jamu, and
That's been around for a long,
it's
long
already
time.
been there for like thousands of years.
Right.
And then when people said about organic farming, about permaculture, we already have
We
that
have
as a
that.
tumpang site. It's been there for thousands. We just didn't realize it. Only after people start to repackage it as a permaculture, we start to realize, hang on a minute, we already have those. Actually, we are good at it.
Yeah.
So that's what we realized. Like Indonesia has so much to offer. We just need to dig deeper.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Now, Mas Julius, I also want to know, because you said during the research you were doing such deep research with Mas Ivan also as well. Now I want to know, because this is a very, I want to say, very personal to each of you, was it challenging to put it all together in one video like this, one short film?
Absolutely.
What were the challenges?
The challenges is basically Javanese culture is such a complex culture. We need to, simplify it into like just a few minutes.
Only 8 minutes. I think.
You know what? Actually, we tried to do it in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, but because of the complexity, in the end, the final is like 8 minutes, and we have to fight to Ministry of Tourism because
What were they initially hoping it would be around?
our requirement is only for 2 minutes.
Oh, that was the initial requirement.
And 30 seconds. Why you did it for 8 minutes? Because there's so much to offer.
Yeah.
And
Ivan insisted that we still need to have this 8 minutes to be published, apart from the 60, the 30 seconds as well.
Right, you
So
have short
people
version.
get better. We have the shorter version, but we still need the full version to get, people get better understanding.
Okay. And it was ultimately him that convinced the ministry. that-
Yeah, all of us. Like we fight in the Gedung Sabta Pesona.
Do you remember what you're fighting for?
Because hopefully, not hopefully, like thankfully, we also had somebody from Kasunanan Surakarta telling us, telling the ministry also that this is a very good way to show the Javanese culture that not many people shown before. Like they feel like the Javanese culture at the moment is very underappreciated and underexposed. So this video is a good way to show the world that in our culture we have such rich history, such rich culture that people can learn about.
Yeah.
And make impact to the world.
By the way, I also read that the attention span for viewers on platforms like YouTube and other platforms is about 7 to 8 minutes anyway. So you're right on the mark there. So you're going to keep people's attention right till the very end. So I want to ask you a little bit about the impact of this film to have what it has on the Indonesian tourism post-pandemic. Obviously, we're all trying to do our part in order to revive the economy.
Yeah.
How big of an impact do you think your film has in playing that role?
I hope more and more people of the world will realize the potential Indonesia has, especially more than just a great view, nature, great culture, but more onto like the cultural philosophy we have. because we have so many amazing things we can offer to the world, and people can come to Indonesia, come to the grassroots level, experience, be part of our culture, and in the end, we really hope that they can have a once in a lifetime experience. That life-changing moment in Indonesia. That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
I bring this up a lot, and I think I told you the story. Like a few years before the pandemic, one of the ways I spent my birthday was I took my family to Yogyakarta, and we rented this kind of self-sustaining villa where they planted all the food in the back, and then they would cook the food for us. And I remember that was when we were still allowed to go to visit Borobudur. I remember thinking, this is so different than what foreign tourists usually come to Indonesia for. Like, a lot of people come to the beaches and go to Bali, but I said it's such a shame that not enough people get to see this. So I think this is such a great approach as well, because obviously I wasn't the only one who felt that way. I mean, a lot of people feel that way too.
Of course, I felt that too.
It's also the world trends that travelers nowadays they are more into getting deeper connection to the places they visit.
Yes.
So
And
I think,
I think that's what made that trip special for me was I felt so just calm and peaceful. Not like the usual hustle and bustle of a vacation. You know what I mean?
You feel energized at the end of the vacation,
That's what it is.
right?
Not drained.
Yeah. And Mas Julius, I also want to know about, you mentioned you work with Vicky Sianipar for this project. Maybe you can elaborate more on working with him, because if we talk about Vicky Sianipar, we know his quality. He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Maybe you can talk about that.
Well, actually, the process of creating the music takes almost an entire month between Vicky and Ivan, very intensely.
Okay.
So I was just a spectator at the back, watching them working together every day.
So in layman's terms, was this all done in line, or was the visuals done first and then the sound production?
They done both ways. So Vicky already prepared some of the music before. But once the final cut is ready, and then they start to arrange the music, put them together, they start to have a change in composition, change in this, change in that.
Does he use some of the traditional instruments in this?
Yes. We actually one of the sound design team with Vicky go visit some of the music. Sanggar, what is Sanggar? I don't know what's in English. Yeah, they visit the Sanggar, and they do their own research to explain them about gamelan and why. For example, in Keraton there are two sets of gamelan, right? Yeah. In Mangkunegara, in Kasunanan, in Keraton, there are always two sets of gamelan.
Right.
What they found out is very mind-blowing. Each of them has a very different slide in frequency, and when they play together, it creates like a surround sound.
All right, I was just gonna think. I was thinking, is
Like
it just
Dolby.
stereo? Can it be like just like a stereo?
So we were like amazed, like, oh my God, we already have this kind of technology. Like
Hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago. Why we didn't realize that?
All right, there you go.
So
With
that's
no
one of the
cables
mind-blowing.
No
whatsoever.
soundbar, by the way. No soundbar necessary. So let's fast forward now and talk about congratulations on the awards. Jiwa, Jagad, Jawi won 4 awards. That was the Gold Prize Tourism Destination Country, Asian Competition, Art and Craft, and also the Grand Prix winner.
Thank you.
What was the considerations when it came to the nominees? How were they scored, and what was it like? Like the I wouldn't call it the qualifications, but the factors that allowed your film to be selected as.
I'm not quite sure about that, but what I know is there are like more than 1,000 submissions, and there are like 18 independent judge. And though they come from very different background, but all of them are tourism experts.
Oh, I see.
Each one of them scoring according to the categories. Like the Ministry of Tourism, they submit 2 videos. One is Authentic Itu Butuh Waktu, and second one is Jiwa, Jagad, Jawi. Authentic Butuh Waktu won a silver award in tourism product, while we won 3 gold prize. And because of we won the 3 gold award, we've been awarded the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix is like a grand prize winner because of your collective awards.
I see. Wow. Okay. So we also want to know, Mas Julius, about your future projects after this one, because we saw this as mind-blowing. We want to know more about your future projects. Maybe.
Actually, at the moment, I'm restart to build my travel startup again.
Okay.
because we were hit very hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we lost all the staff, so I was the only one doing it with my wife. And then I also write a book about illustrated history book about ancient Java civilization.
Wow.
Okay.
Hopefully we can publish it next year.
That's amazing. Someone in
Wow.
line with this as well.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
so interested
actually I
about the
was
book.
doing the research about Java history and culture in the past 15 years. So we were thinking to create something that useful to the people to learn.
Yeah.
Because what happened is, if you're researching about Java history or Indonesia history, we couldn't find a lot of materials,
Yeah.
especially visual materials.
Yeah.
If you search about samurai, just click search,
Right.
and then you have thousands and millions of
Yeah.
references, right? But if we, search about Indonesia history, Indonesia's visual history, for example, you couldn't find.
Why do you think that is? Is it not recorded?
I'm not sure. Maybe between the academics, the archaeology, the research institution, and the creative industry has not.
There's a gap.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
huge gap, and they're not synchronized yet.
We have a problem with archiving, right?
Yeah, so we're trying to synchronize this. So I met a few, like for example, Masyarakat Naskah Nusantara. There are people who, researching the old naskah, old inscriptions.
Right.
But that's about it. What they publish is a journal.
Yeah.
But most people cannot understand what they read about.
Okay, so we
So
don't
we
have
have to
access
bridge
to
that gap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because what I've heard is like people who do collect old like scriptures and letters from the past in regards to Indonesian history told me that there's plenty of it out there. You just have to go find it.
Yeah.
But there's not an
Yeah.
actual place where you can go searching for it. Some people, sometimes it's kept through generations of
Yeah.
families
Yeah.
and things of that sort. So
Yeah, we have to, put it together, right?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Oh,
Put them
that's great.
together, work together, and create something out of it.
awesome. Oh, by the way, in regards to Jiwa Jagad Jawi, are you going to submit it into more festivals? Obviously, you still ride the momentum of the
From
last
what I heard, the Ministry of Tourism submitted to, I think, up to 7 festivals.
one. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, we don't know yet. It's
Okay.
until end of this year. So
Okay.
finger crossed.
Yeah.
Give us blessing, guys.
Oh,
Of
certainly
course.
will.
We wish you the best of luck.
And if you guys want to check out the full film, where can you find it on YouTube?
Wonderful Indonesia YouTube channel.
All right.
Okay.
So make sure you guys check that out.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting
Julius.
us.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
and good luck. Now we're up for another short break, but we'll bring you some recap of our earlier news from the show. So stay tuned to the C Morning Show.